Okay, so here is the next part of the mod spotlight, we're calling it, of the everlasting abilities thing. Because again, this was really long. So, here we go. Okay, so, again, don't quite know what the range is. So, how about another new ability? Glowing. This is an interesting one. It's only got 3 levels. So, let's put on 1 level. Entities in the area start glowing. Why would that be useful? Well, that one's actually really easy to explain. When it is dark out, and when, okay, this one's easy to show off. When you're in caves and stuff, uh, seeing where hostile mobs are is important. So, when you have the glowing ability, mobs aren't outlined. They receive an outline. Furthermore, you can see this outline through solid blocks. Now, let's go somewhere else to show that off real quick, because out in the open here, that isn't super easy. And of course, with the more levels in it you have, I need more experience. Give me a second. The more levels in it you have, the further the range that they glow. And like I said, you can see the outlines through solid blocks. So when you're down mining, this is really useful, because then you can literally see any mob nearby, even if they are on the other side of blocks. It's just from the description of it, you might not think it's super useful, but actually when you actually see it, it's very useful. And that's about the range for it. That's... what is that? That's 7 blocks, roughly? Not quite sure. Yeah, something like that. So, next ability. Nausea. Oh boy. Such a great ability in game. And it is, but not when it's affecting you. So, Nausea. 3 levels of it. Entities in the area get nauseous. XP 500. So, how easy is this one to see? Well, nausea isn't really something that affects normal mobs. In fact, I don't know if it affects hostile mobs at all either. Again, this is something that would affect players more than it would mobs. Which again, great for multiplayer, not super useful on single player. So anyway, let's go to something else. Resistance. Classic. Resistance. There are 3 levels of it, and you'll notice that it now has another color. This is blue, which indicates that it is more rare than the yellows. Yeah, take less damage from attacks. It increases your defense, basically. It costs 500 XP each. And again, I have run out of experience. Give me a second. And of course, resistance is really easy to explain. It is literally just, it increases your defense. That's literally what it does. If you got all 3 levels, you get resistance 3. Nice. You take less damage. Simple as that. Just the normal vanilla enchantment, you just have it permanently, which is quite nice. Now, luck. This is technically a new thing, but it does exist in vanilla. Now, let's look at it. Again, it's blue. There are 3 levels of it. You have a higher chance on better loot. 400 experience. So, this is basically the same as having a fortune enchantment. Except, of course, it's not an item that's enchanted. It's you that's enchanted. You now have the fortune enchantment on yourself. What does that mean? Basically, when you mine stuff, which I just realized I don't have a pickaxe to show this off. Give me a second. So, when you've got the luck ability, you get better drops from doing stuff. Sometimes. That's actually kind of interesting. even with out fortune enchantment, I can get more than one coal from coal. That's interesting. And of course, it's also interesting how you have absolutely no animation with this when you've got haste 5. So, unlike some of the other unique abilities, luck actually shows up in the what would you call this? I don't know what this is technically called. The enchantment things. Yeah. So, anyway, you get better drops from killing mobs and from mining. Sometimes. Again, not always. So what does Unluck do? Well, I was about to say if you've been paying attention. I do that so much. Unluck basically does the opposite. Entities in the area have a lower chance of good loot. This is something that's pretty much only useful in multiplayer. Basically, players around you have less fortune, I suppose, would be the best way to put it. Yeah, basically they have a chance of getting no items, I think. Although, don't quote me on that one, I'm not sure. I don't even know if that's actually technically possible. Something to look up on my own time. Anyway, next ability, Absorption. Absorption is one of those abilities that's a little bit hard to describe. Absorption is an ability is a potion effect you get from eating golden apples. It gives you extra hearts for while it lasts. This has 5 levels and it costs 750. Quite expensive. Well, at the moment I only have enough experience to give me 2. And as you'll notice, I now have 4 extra hearts. And that is permanent. Which is quite nice, by the way. Now, excuse me while I go get myself some more levels. Okay, so hopefully 102 levels should be enough for the rest of these. I certainly hope it's enough for the rest of these, though if it's not, that's a really good indication of just how much experience getting all of these abilities would require. I mean, getting all of these in a survival world realistically is not realistic at all. Which I don't think I've actually explained yet, but that's okay. So, Absorption. Let's go with all 3. At Absorption 5, you now have a completely new row of hearts. And Absorption actually has its own special thing here, which I don't think I've ever actually seen in vanilla. Yeah, so, that's Absorption. It's pretty easy to explain. Hunger. Also easy to explain. Again, it's blue, requires 700, has 3 levels, and is in the area become hungry. Again, I don't think this is really easy to see in just a normal playthrough. Goodbye, creeper. Yeah, hunger isn't really a thing that affects mobs. So, again, it's another multiplayer sort of thing. So, weakness. This, on the other hand, absolutely affects mobs. It has 3 levels, entities may become weaker, costs 800 each. 3 levels. Now, again, this isn't exactly super easy to show off in this single-player world. Simply because, well, you have to get mobs to get close enough to you for it to work. And of course the power stair makes that a little difficult. Anyway. Again, it's a weakness. It's just the normal vanilla Minecraft weakness, except it affects everything around you that can be affected by it. Yeah. Again, it's cool. Levitation. Now, this one I can't quite remember if this is technically a vanilla thing. I'm pretty sure it is. Again, Levitation. Entities in the area start levitating. 3 levels, cost 750 each. So, there we go. And they fall. Oh, of course. The shulkers. Yeah, that's right. The new shulkers from the end. Yeah, they have that effect when they affect you with their ability. Right. Forgot about them. I've only been to the end once since they got introduced. So yeah, this is a cool little thing. Again, getting it is not exactly easy. It's one of the rare ones. Oh, there's an interesting combo. Combining the levitation with the power stare. Just completely sending that flying. No chance for survival. Yeah, the levitation one is quite cool. If you can get your hands on it. So, what next? Blindness. Again, this one has 3 levels. It costs 500 each, less than some of the others. Now, is this one that you can really see effects on with mobs? Not really. Again, the hostile mobs aren't even reliant on being able to see you. They can sense you through walls half the time. Yeah, this is, again, it's another thing that's more for multiplayer than single player. Because it doesn't really affect mobs in any way. So, what's next? Regeneration. Here's a great one. And it has 3 levels. They cost 500 each. And, of course, you regenerate health faster when you have them. Yep. And where is it? Regeneration 3. Permanent. Nice. And, of course, that's just normal vanilla regeneration. Saturation. You'll notice that this one, again, has a new color. It has the... let's call that purple. Purplish pink. Which means it is the rarest type of ability you can find. Now, there's 3 levels of it. It reduces hunger. And they cost 300 each. Now, does it show up anywhere? No. Yeah, this is one of the invisible status effects. I believe you get it from golden apples, I think. Basically, it reduces the rate at which your hunger will go down. The more levels you have, the less hunger you lose. Is it losing or gaining hunger when the bar goes down? I don't actually know. So, yeah, saturation. Your hunger goes down slower. Now, with Saturation 3, I could be wrong, but I think it may completely eliminate your hunger needs. I could be wrong, though. I'm not completely sure. Again, I haven't actually gotten Saturation 3 in a vanilla playthrough, so I haven't really been able to test it. So, anyway, Wither! Hooray! Again, it's a very rare one. It costs 1,250 with each level. And these in the area become withered. Now, notice I have 83 levels at the moment, and the amount I have is 1,994. Oh. No, I don't have 1,000. I'm actually missing a digit there. Okay. That makes much more sense. So anyway, Wither. This is one, again, you can show off because everything can be affected by Wither. Yep. They're dying before they even hit the ground. They've got Wither 3. That sucks. For them, great for you. But it really sucks for any other players on a server you might be on. And Poison. Again, Poison 3. I'll get rid of the rain in a second. 3 levels, it costs 1,000 each. Now, of course, I've got both Wither and Poison on, so this isn't exactly going to be easy to tell. But yeah, they're getting poisoned and withered. Again, the poison is another very rare ability. And of course, we have Flight, which I already have. But let's look at this anyway. Flight, it only has one level. It costs 1,500. And it gives you creative flight even when you're in survival mode. Very nice. Okay, so that is all of the abilities added by the Everlasting Abilities mod. Getting all of these abilities, while not super useful unless you're on a multiplayer server, again, because some of them only really affect other players, is very difficult for one simple reason that I don't think I ever actually said and really should have. The ability totems are not craftable. You have to find them either through dungeon loot or by finding mobs with the special particles. Now, having said that, they are not craftable through the normal mod itself. The creator of the mod, kroeser, in the two links I think it's two links I'm putting in the description, there will be links there towards going to how you can add your own recipes for crafting the totems. So again, just the mod by itself, the totems are not craftable. You have to go into the config files and add crafting recipes yourselves in order to get them. So again, that's why I haven't covered them, simply because they're not a normal part of the mod. Now, having said all that, maybe at some point kroeser will make them craftable. I don't know. I haven't talked with kroeser. Don't know the person. Don't know what their gender is or nothing like that, so I'm not just going to keep saying kroeser instead of giving a pronoun. So, again, as of, what is this, September 16th, 2016, the ability totems are not craftable. You can only get them through the mobs with the sparkly effects or through dungeon loot. So again, the chances of you being able to get a specific ability is very low. And I think that's everything in the mod. I think I've covered everything I was supposed to cover. Yeah. Again, this is such a cool mod. I really like it. It's really a shame about the night vision thing. I really like the night vision enchantment. I hope whenever it gets updates, or it'll either work or my computer will stop messing that up, or whatever it is. Seriously, night vision, great for survival playthroughs. So anyway, I am ShepherdShang, and this was a admittedly rather long look at the Everlasting Abilities mod for 1.9 and 1.10, made by kroeser. Goodbye. Whoa, wait a minute. I've just realized I forgot something. There is an aspect of the mod that only applies to multiplayer, and I completely forgot to talk about it. The abilities you gain can be lost if you're playing in multiplayer. In single player, no. The only way you can lose them is if you take them off yourself. But in multiplayer, if you are killed by another player, you will lose one of your abilities. Which one? Could be any of them. And how many levels of it? I think it's all of them. I'm not quite sure. Again, I've never played this in multiplayer. But again, you completely lose the ability. So we'll say if you've got level 5 jump boost, and that's all you've got, and you get killed by another player, you completely lose jump boost. Sucks. Now, when you lose the ability, it drops as an ability totem. So the other player could pick it up if they were so inclined, or maybe if you're fast enough, you can get back to where you were and get it yourself. Or if they don't use it, you can take it back from them if you kill them or something. But again, this only really applies to multiplayer, because if you're killed by mobs in single player, you still keep all your abilities. And if you are killed by mobs in multiplayer, you still keep all your abilities. It only applies to other players. How exactly that works? I don't know. I'm not really mod expert or nothing. But yeah, okay. So, yeah. Goodbye for real this time.